Alright, so we got our skid plates in from Sportline, and this is how they came packaged. The set comes with a front and rear skid plate. The front skid plate weighs about 7 pounds and the rear one weighs about 8 pounds. There is sound absorbing acoustic foam on the underside to reduce road noise. It's made from lightweight hydroformed and powder coated aluminum, so they're pretty substantial compared to the stock plastic. We also got the Coolant line aluminum alloy skid plate protection guards as well. So here are some of the tools you're going to need. You'll need a 15mm socket for 2 nuts, and then you're going to need a 10mm socket for the rest of the bolts. You can use a socket wrench, but I found that drill works a lot better with the attachment for the sockets, and you'll need a flathead screwdriver to pull off some of the tabs or clips. So you'll need to get the vehicle lifted up. You can either use jack stands and jacks to get it up, or I'm using a ramp in this case, since I feel a lot more comfortable being under the vehicle with the ramps. Just be sure to go real slow when you're backing up onto the ramps and don't fall off like I almost did here. So there are actually 2 clips if you look on either side of the vehicle that are holding the skid plates on from the side as well. So I am actually in front of the rear tire here, and I'm just using the flathead screwdriver to pop that clip off, and it should loosen up the skid plate. And this is a shot from the other side, just using the flathead again. I'm gonna pull off the clip to loosen up the skid plate. And then now we're ready to go underneath the vehicle. I initially started using the socket wrench, but it's gonna take way too long. So using the drill is your best bet. I think there are about 6 bolts in the front here and 2 in the rear, and then 1 in the middle. I actually saved the center one for last just because it was holding up the skid plate. And once you remove all the bolts, the skid plate should just pull right off. Just be careful for any debris or dust. As you can see here, our skid plate actually collected quite a bit of dust since we've been taking it off-road. And just take it out carefully so you don't damage anything. You can see here I'm dumping out all the dirt from the different road trips and camping trips we've been on, but you can see it gets pretty messy under there. The stock skid plate actually has some weight to it. I mean, it's not as heavy as the aluminum ones, but it probably weighs like 3 pounds or so, 3 or 4 pounds, somewhere in that range, if I had to guess. Alright, so here's a shot of the rear drive unit. So this is what is right under that rear skid plate. It got a little dirty, there's some mud and dirt marks on there, but no damages to the skid plate or anything. But you can see how important it is to have something substantial to protect the drive unit here. Here's another angle of the rear drive unit. Alright, so now I'm doing the install. So it's the exact same thing, just in reverse order. I go ahead and I set up the center screw. I always do everything by hand at first just to make sure I don't cross thread anything. So once I get all the bolts in place, then I go ahead and hit it with the drill. And this is the final product right here. Looks good, nice and clean, and a lot more protection for the drive unit. And you can't forget to put on the Sportline sticker there. We are excited to announce our newest collaboration with Sportline, the world's first Tesla tuner. Be sure to use our affiliate link in the description to get a free Sportline tumbler with any purchase over $50. Just add the tumbler to your cart first, then apply promo code Sunchi at checkout. Our promo code works with any current promotions Sportline may be running, so you can stack the codes for more savings. Alright, so here's a shot of the stock skid plate for the front of the Model Y. Doesn't appear to have any damage or anything like that, but just a little dirty. So we're going to use our 10mm socket and remove all of the bolts. And then there are actually two 15mm sockets as well here. And then once again, I saved the center one for last because it's holding up the skid plate. Makes it easier for me to remove. And there you can see the front drive unit. So here are the skid plates side by side. You can tell that the stock skid plate is much more flimsy. It's just made out of a plastic. The Sportline one is maybe 3 or 4 pounds heavier. Not by much, but enough to provide that extra protection. Here's the underside of the stock skid plate. So it looks like there's a lot of dirt that got in there. And here we have more of that sound dampening material on the front skid plate as well. And this is the front drive unit, just a different angle, looking from the front to the back. So this is actually a good time to prep the Coolant line aluminum alloy skid plate guards as well. So we'll do that next. So you're going to need to remove this 10mm bolt here, as well as this clip that's holding the molding in place. And then these two clips here as well that were holding my mud flap in place. This will give you access to the hole that we need to add our J-clip to. So you see I have it slid on here, but I'm just going to use a screwdriver to kind of move it into place. The reason we add the J-clip is so we can secure this bolt to the J-clip, and that's what's going to hold our skid plate in place. So all I'm doing right now is just doing a test fit. You're going to want to do this to the other side as well to have it prepped. And after that, we can go ahead and install our front skid plate. Alright, so here I am underneath the car, just going to line everything up with the front skid plate. I actually found that it's a lot easier if you do the 15mm bolts first. It helps to line everything up, and then you can just tighten up the rest of the bolts in reverse. Process goes pretty fast once you get everything secured. And then you can add your coolant line guards, and it's real simple because they're just 2 bolts. I just hand tighten them to get it started, and then I just hit it with the drill to finish it off. And then don't forget to add the 2 clips and reinstall your mud flap if you have one. Just pops right in. And you're done on this side. Do the same thing for the other side. And that's it. We're all good to go. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe for more adventures.